Picture this. The power goes out during a winter storm, your phone's dying, and you're stuck with no heat, no light, and no way to call for help. Or you're hiking and take a wrong turn, suddenly realizing you're miles from the trail with darkness approaching fast. These aren't scenes from a movie, they're real situations that happen to regular people every single day. The difference between a bad day and a life-threatening emergency often comes down to what you're carrying in your pocket or backpack. Before we jump in, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling us what survival gear you currently have and what situations worry you most. We read every comment and use your feedback to create better content. Let's dive in. FOSS Power Emergency Radio. When disaster strikes, information becomes survival currency. The FOSS Power Emergency Radio is essentially a lifeline that runs on anything: solar power, hand crank, batteries, or USB charging. This thing keeps you connected when the grid goes down. At around $35, it packs a 1,000-lumen flashlight, NOAA weather alerts, and enough battery capacity to charge your phone multiple times. During hurricane situations or winter blackouts, this radio has literally saved lives by keeping people informed about evacuation routes and emergency services. The hand crank feature means you're never completely powerless. 2 minutes of cranking gives you enough juice for 15 minutes of radio or several minutes of light. The solar panel works even on cloudy days, though it's slower. Real-world testing shows the built-in battery holds charge for months when stored properly. The NOAA weather alert function automatically broadcasts emergency warnings even when the radio is off, waking you up if severe weather approaches during the night. The flashlight beam reaches about 30 feet, bright enough to navigate a dark house or signal for help. The reading lamp mode uses less power for extended runtime. Some users report the hand crank feels fragile with heavy use, but for emergency backup, it's absolutely reliable. The AM/FM reception pulls in stations clearly, and the headphone jack lets you conserve battery by listening privately. At 1 pound, it's light enough for a bug-out bag, but substantial enough to feel durable. This is the kind of gear you hope you never need, but will be incredibly grateful to have when the lights go out. LifeStraw Personal Water Filter. Your body can survive weeks without food, but only 3 days without water. The LifeStraw Personal Filter turns questionable water sources into drinkable water instantly. At $15 to $20, this lightweight tube has saved countless lives in disaster zones and wilderness emergencies. The technology is brilliantly simple. Hollow fiber membrane filters trap 99.9999% of bacteria and 99.999% of parasites as you drink through it like a straw. It removes E. coli, Giardia, Cryptosporidium, and other nasties that cause severe illness or death. Each LifeStraw filters up to 1,000 gallons before needing replacement. That's enough drinking water for one person for over 3 years of normal use. The filter weighs just 2 ounces and measures 9 inches long, easily fitting in any pack or even a large pocket. No batteries, no moving parts, no chemicals required. You simply place one end in a puddle, stream, or even a muddy water source and drink from the other end. The water tastes clean, not like iodine tablets or other purification methods. During the Flint water crisis and after natural disasters, LifeStraws became essential tools for families without access to clean water. The filter won't remove viruses, chemicals, or heavy metals, so it's not a solution for every contamination scenario, but for wilderness survival or emergency situations involving natural water sources, it's incredibly effective. The flow rate slows down as the filter processes more water, and you need to blow back through it occasionally to clear debris. Some people find the sucking action tiring, especially when dehydrated, but that minor inconvenience beats severe dysentery any day. For emergency preparedness, keep one in your car, one in your hiking pack, and one in your emergency kit. At this price point, there's no excuse not to have backup water filtration. Uberleben Hexa Ferro Rod. Fire means survival. The Uberleben Hexa Ferro Rod produces 5,500-degree sparks up to 12,000 times, giving you reliable ignition in conditions where lighters and matches fail completely. This $22 fire starter works when soaked, frozen, or at high altitude where butane lighters won't function. The hexagonal shape prevents rolling and provides comfortable grip even with cold or wet hands. Ferro rods create sparks through ferrocerium, a metallic alloy that oxidizes rapidly when scraped. The resulting sparks are hot enough to ignite dry tinder, char cloth, or commercial fire starters. The hexa includes a hardwood striker that won't damage the rod and produces consistent spark showers. The rod measures 4 inches long, giving you years of fire starting capability before it wears down to nothing. Unlike lighters that can malfunction or run out of fuel and matches that get wet or broken, a ferro rod works reliably across all weather conditions. The learning curve is real though. You need proper technique and good tinder preparation to convert sparks into flames. Practice at home before depending on this in emergencies. The sparks work best with fine, dry materials like char cloth, cotton balls with petroleum jelly, birch bark, or commercial tinder products. Wet wood and damp leaves won't catch. The included paracord lanyard keeps the rod attached to your pack or around your neck for constant availability. Field testing shows this particular rod throws impressive spark showers that make ignition easier than cheaper alternatives. The hexagonal edges let you create sparks from multiple angles, useful when working in awkward positions or with limited mobility. At under an ounce, there's no excuse for not carrying backup fire starting capability. Keep this in your wilderness kit alongside waterproof matches and lighters because redundancy in fire starting is critical. Hypothermia, inability to purify water, lack of signaling capability, these all stem from inability to create fire. For $22, you're buying thousands of potential fires across any conditions. Shadowhawk Tactical Flashlight. Darkness is dangerous. The Shadowhawk X800 tactical flashlight pumps out 2,000 lumens, bright enough to temporarily blind threats or signal aircraft from miles away. This $30 rechargeable light switches between 5 modes, including high beam, medium, low, strobe for signaling, and SOS for emergency broadcasts. The aircraft-grade aluminum body withstands drops from 10 feet and operates in temperatures from freezing to over 100 degrees. The zoom function lets you focus the beam into a tight spotlight reaching 600 feet, or spread it into a wide floodlight for area illumination. This versatility matters when you're navigating trails versus searching for dropped gear versus signaling rescuers. The rechargeable 18650 battery eliminates the need for disposable batteries, and the included USB charger works from any power source, including portable power banks. A full charge provides 4 hours on high beam or up to 15 hours on low settings. The real-world testing shows this light performs beyond its price point. The beam cuts through fog and rain effectively. The strobe mode is genuinely disorienting if shined at someone, making it viable for self-defense situations. The pocket clip and wrist strap prevent loss, and the waterproof rating means it works in downpours or after dropping in streams. Some users report that tactical marketing is oversold. This isn't military issue gear, but for civilian emergency use, it's absolutely capable. The light gets hot during extended high beam use, which is normal for LED flashlights at this power level, but can surprise people who grab it after running for a while. The battery takes about 4 hours to charge fully from dead. Having a backup battery extends operational time significantly. At 6 ounces and 6 inches long, it's larger than keychain lights, but provides drastically more functionality. This belongs in every car emergency kit, home power outage kit, and camping gear collection. The ability to see, signal, and even defend yourself makes this one of the most versatile survival tools available. SurviveWare Small First Aid Kit. Medical emergencies don't wait for help to arrive. The SurviveWare Small First Aid Kit contains over 100 pieces of medical supplies organized for quick access during injuries. At $32, this water-resistant bag includes trauma shears, multiple bandage sizes, antiseptic wipes, antibiotic ointment, medical tape, gauze pads, and a tourniquet. The supplies handle everything from minor cuts to significant bleeding that requires immediate intervention. The organization system uses clear, labeled compartments so anyone can find needed items quickly, even without medical training. The included guide provides basic first aid instructions for common injuries. The compact size fits in glove boxes, backpacks, or under seats while containing enough supplies to treat multiple injuries or several people. The bag itself is water resistant and has multiple attachment points for securing to gear. Real paramedics and wilderness first responders note that having supplies immediately available during the critical first minutes often determines outcomes. A tourniquet applied quickly stops life-threatening bleeding. Proper wound cleaning and bandaging prevents infection that could become serious when medical help is hours or days away. The trauma shears cut through clothing, seatbelts, or gear to access injuries. The variety of bandage sizes means you can properly dress anything from finger cuts to large abrasions. The kit won't replace professional medical care, but it bridges the gap until help arrives. The antiseptics prevent infection, the bandages control bleeding, and the medical tape keeps dressing secure. Some users add personal medications like pain relievers, antihistamines, or specific prescriptions to customize for their needs. The kit doesn't include a CPR mask or advanced trauma supplies like chest seals, so consider upgrading if you're venturing into true wilderness. At this price, the included supplies would cost significantly more purchased individually. Check expiration dates annually and replace used items immediately. Having medical supplies you never use is better than needing them and coming up empty.
Black Diamond Astro Headlamp. The Black Diamond Astro Headlamp produces 300 lumens while keeping both hands free for navigation, shelter building, or medical care. This $30 light weighs 2.4 ounces and runs for 60 hours on low or 4 hours on full power using 3 AAA batteries. The waterproof design works in rain, snow, or after submersion. The tilting head aims the beam where you're looking. Red light mode preserves night vision for reading maps or moving around camp. Strobe mode signals for rescue. The elastic headband fits over hats or helmets and stays secure during movement. The beam quality is even without dark spots, reaching about 50 feet clearly. Wide mode floods your immediate area for cooking or trail walking. The battery compartment seals against moisture. At 2.4 ounces, this disappears in your pack. The difference between fumbling with a handheld flashlight and having both hands free is massive when navigating rough terrain at night, starting fires, or treating injuries. Emergency Survival Whistle. A quality emergency whistle carries over half a mile and requires far less energy than yelling. These $7 tools produce 120 decibels and are audible at extreme distances. The P-less design means no moving parts to freeze or fail. The international distress signal is 3 sharp blasts repeated. In wilderness situations, whistleblowing requires minimal energy compared to shouting. In avalanche or collapse scenarios, a whistle pierces through debris that muffles verbal calls. The bright orange color makes it visible if dropped. These weigh under an ounce and measure about 3 inches. The plastic construction works in all temperatures without conducting cold like metal. Keep one attached to each pack, one on your keychain, and one in vehicle emergency kits. When you're injured, exhausted, or lost, the ability to signal for help without draining energy could mean the difference between rescue and spending another dangerous night alone. UCO Stormproof Matches. UCO Stormproof matches are backup ignition when lighters fail. These $12 matches burn for 15 seconds each in winds up to 80 miles per hour and continue burning after full water submersion. The special coating and extended match head provides significantly more combustible material than regular matches. Each match burns hot enough to ignite damp kindling. The waterproof case holds 25 matches plus spare strikers. The matches measure 2.75 inches long, keeping fingers away from flames. The extended burn time lets you light stubborn fires with one match. Rain doesn't extinguish them. Wind doesn't blow them out. The case floats if dropped in water, and the bright orange color makes recovery easy. The shelf life is excellent, remaining functional after years in hot cars or damp environments. At 25 matches per container, this gives you 25 chances to create fire in conditions where normal matches would be useless. So there's your complete survival toolkit. 12 gadgets totaling around $250 that address critical needs in emergencies: water purification, fire starting, shelter, signaling, navigation, medical care, and light. These are affordable, practical tools that regular people can carry and use when things go wrong. The key is redundancy: multiple ways to start fire, multiple light sources, several signaling methods. In real survival situations, gear breaks and batteries die. Having backups means when your lighter won't spark, you've got a ferro rod and stormproof matches. The investment is less than a single car payment, but could save your life. Keep core items in daily carry, build a vehicle emergency kit, and maintain a home disaster back. Practice using everything before you need it. If this video helped you, smash that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment telling us which gadget you're adding to your kit first. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one.